Hi, I'm Katelyn Evans, Program Coordinator at the Akron Art Museum. And for today's Lunchtime 5 Creativity Invitation, I'm prompting you to think about rhythm. You may or may not know that this month of February, we are streaming a concert series on our social media pages called Midwinter Blues and Other Tunes. And last night was the first of the concerts with Ben Gage and Theron Brown Trio. So if you haven't seen that yet, after this video, you should go and watch it. Now, given this month is a celebration of music and arts, rhythm is deeply embedded in both. Rhythm to me is kind of a fancier way of saying movement. Rhythm sets the pace in music, dance, and visual art, allowing the sounds, the dance moves, the paint to create a tone, a vibe, or an emotion. So take Frank Stella's Die Folks, for example. How would you describe its movement? Abstract art is so fun to interpret and get creative with. I sometimes give tours when we're on site at the museum, when everything's normal. And this one student described this artwork as a bowl of pasta, as a bunch of wacky noodles noodling around the bowl with chunks of veggies and all the spices and pasta sauce perfectly combining with the noodling noodles. Fun, right? Though it's not an energetic bowl of pasta per se, this work by Stella is titled after a racetrack in Germany. Can you picture that? The speed and the movement of the cars going around and making intense turns. The rubber tracks from the tires on the pavement are like marks on the shapes, blending in with one another, kind of adding to the chaos and energy of this painting. The rhythm to this is exhilarating, and I encourage you to grab something to draw with and a scrap of paper to try to recreate this piece. Find that rhythm, that bowl of flavorful pasta, or that high-speed racetrack. Maybe recreating these shapes and lines is a little difficult for you to do, as you know, this painting and sculpture is very layered with the amount of lines and shapes. So maybe instead this work reminds you of a song you love. And if it does, take a moment and play that song while looking at this artwork. I don't mind if you pause this video to do so. While you're playing that song, think about the extra depth the sound of it adds to this artwork. Did the shapes begin to move? Do you find yourself moving around the lines, kind of in a swaying motion, or like the cars, kind of driving around on the paths? Does the rhythm move to your physical body, where you begin to bob your head or tap your feet and move your hips? Music might do that, the artwork might do that as you're looking at it. So sit with those moments of rhythm, experience them. Does the rhythm change your mood? Does it make you happier, more energized, or maybe a little anxious? And it's okay if that's so, just pause and take a moment of rest. Does it make you want to do something else? Maybe add to this experience, perhaps sing along to the song you're listening to or dance with your full body. Maybe pretending like you're the shapes dancing around on this piece. Spend this time to focus on the rhythm that makes you focus on yourself. So hopefully through this conversation we just had, you'll think about rhythm and visual art like you do with music and dance. And with that, as you tune into the Midwinter Blues and Other Tunes concert series, I hope you noticed that they were recorded in the museum's galleries. Especially the one last night with Theron Brown Trio. You'll notice that Zaire, their drummer, was in front of the pseudo labyrinth, and that Jordan and Theron, the other members of the trio, are closer to the McLean Thomas, and how their collective energy as a trio and their sounds and rhythm kind of amplify those artworks that are near them, and vice versa, how the artworks kind of impact the setting and tone and mood of their set. So I invite you to think about those things when you look at art, and how the background of these performances changes the set of the sound. Um, and just overall, if you go to a museum in the future, especially ours, and just think about how rhythm and movement in the artworks themselves kind of impact your mood, impact the painting or sculpture, and what it kind of pulls from you in the end. So that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you around.